Good morning. Welcome to First Universalist Society in Franklin. I'm Mary Dennis. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm glad that we are together this morning. Whether you've entered the meeting house with a spring in your step or heaviness in your heart, whether you're brand new or a 25-year member, wherever you have been, whoever you love, know that you are welcome here. If you are visiting us this morning, please take a moment to sign the guest book in the foyer or the virtual guest book online. We would love to get to know you better. All are welcome to gather after worship for coffee, delicious snacks, and conversation in the Fellowship Cafe. And now let us join our hearts and minds as we gather for worship. Today's service is lay-led by the FUSF Worship Committee. Myself, Lee Minnekele, Ann Parsley, Allison Flanagan, Louise Marcoux, and Karen Bogner, and featuring one of our FUSF poets, Margie Shahana. Our interim minister, Reverend Beverly Waring, will be back in the pulpit next Sunday. We've titled this service, Regrounding Ourselves, because after the recent divisive and often vitriolic election season, we felt a growing need to remember who we are, that we are not alone, that we can seek solace in poetry, nature, music, and each other. Today, we invite you to practice a little self-care and remember that our faith, as liberal UUs, begins, ends, and is centered in love, always love. Please join together in singing our first hymn, which is our hymn of the month. It's in your gray hymnal, is it in the teal hymnal? Number 1012, When I Am Frightened. Please rise as you are able.
Good morning. Each Sunday morning, we share a centering ritual with Unitarian Universalists around the world, the lighting of a chalice. As Magnolia comes up to light our chalice, please hear these words from Alice Naisman. It's called Grounding in Our Faith. In a time of uncertainty, when everything around us is changing constantly, each day new developments, rising numbers, changing guidelines, when the world we live in suddenly seems upside down and topsy-turvy, we light our chalice to remind ourselves of the grounding in our faith. We remember that the flaming chalice came into being as a beacon of hope during World War II, a secret symbol offering help. In the midst of it all, we wrap ourselves in the warm light of the familiar flame, a reminder of the strength that emerges when we come together in community. And if you will please sing our unison affirmation, you can stay seated, and it's in the front cover of the gray hymnal.
Yay! Good morning. My name is Sarah Allegretti. My pronouns are she, her, and I am honored to be FUSF's Director of Religious Education. If there are children who are not already in the front, if you want to come down, you can sit up front here. I want you to be able to see this. Everyone? I know it's probably kind of hard to see over there, is it? I'll read the poem at the end anyway. All right, so today the grown-ups, come on, sit down. I'm so glad you're here. Good spot. All right. Today the grown-ups are going to reflect on some poems and music during the worship service. During the time for all ages, now, we are going to talk a bit about poetry and work together to write our own FUSF poem. So first, what is a poem? Do you want them?
A poem is like a thing that has like a bunch of rhyming words and it's like a phrase.
Lots of poems have rhyming words in it, don't they? What else?
A poem is like a form of writing that conveys a hidden meaning.
A form of writing that conveys a hidden meaning. Anything else you'd like to add? Do the grown-ups want to add anything?
Well, there's a lot of different types of poems, like, to name some, like a haiku, simile, metaphor, hyperbole.
There's so many types of poems. Yeah, and figurative language used in poems. Look at these vocab words coming out. Are you thinking back to when you learned about poems in school? Hi, Lee.
I think the poems convey a feeling, like they make you feel something that you wouldn't normally feel, so that they deeply make you feel. And I hope our poems today make everybody deeply feel.
Thank you, Lee. All right, so now we know what poems are, and how can poems help people? So I think Lee kind of started answering that question for us, right? That they can help us feel emotions. Does anyone want to add to that?
They can help us communicate.
Communicate. And Louise?
Help us see things with fresh eyes.
See things with fresh eyes. Excellent. All right, so I already named our poem an FUSF poem. It's very creative. And I gave us some, I usually call them sentence starters, but they're actually verse starters, right? So these are some ideas that we can use if we want to, but we don't have to use them. And I gave us a verse starter for the first line, okay? So I'm wondering if anyone can help us finish this first verse. Enter the sanctuary and feel. So when we come here, how do we feel? Happy? Good. Let me grab my marker. Do I have an adult who wouldn't mind writing for me? Thanks. I think we can have some other feeling words with happy. What else can we add? What? Loved. At home. Peaceful. Ooh, peaceful. I'm going to pause there. There are going to be lots of more chances for us to call out some other ideas. So enter the sanctuary and feel happy, loved, at home, peaceful. So I wanted to invite you to kind of think about how we feel here and also what we see out the windows if you want to. So the pink ones are for what we see out the windows, and the green ones, or blue, whatever color this is, are the ones that we're feeling in here. Would anyone like to pick the next? Go ahead, Magnolia, what do you think? The people around me? It's hard to see. All right, here we go. Lipstick. Yay. The people around me.
Watch the birds.
Watch the birds. And Evelyn? Welcome me. Would anyone like to pick the next starter to the verse? Tyler? The trees. So that's a pink one. So, okay, the trees. What are the trees doing? Or making us feel?
Swaying in the wind, growing in the spring, losing the leaves in the fall.
Growing in the spring. Tell me if I don't remember it correctly. Spring. Losing their leaves in the fall?
Well, autumn.
Autumn.
Autumn sounds
Okay. Autumn sounds better. Okay. So let me read what we have so far. Enter the sanctuary and feel happy, loved, at home, peaceful. The people around me watch the birds and welcome me. The trees swaying in the wind, growing in the spring, losing their leaves in the autumn.
FUSF is a place to love, laugh, and learn.
How do you want to punctuate that? Period.
How do you want to punctuate
No punctuation, I love it.
Does anyone have anything else they'd like to add? I think there's a little bit of space. Are you raising your hand, Ray? Okay, I didn't know if you were pointing.
FUSF is a place to live life from the front row.
Oh, here's the front row.
This is looking very artistic.
Okay, so we'll remove the ones we use. An FUS poem. F-U-F-S. F-U. Oh, did I put the letters wrong? No, I did it. I got it right. Oh my. I need to take a moment to ground. An FUSF poem. Enter the sanctuary and feel happy, loved, at home, peaceful. The people around me watch the birds and welcome me. The trees swaying in the wind, growing in the spring, losing their leaves in the autumn. FUSF is a place to love, laugh, and learn. Live life from the front row. Oh, I have to say my part. Beautiful poem. Thank you, everyone. As we sing the children to religious education, I invite you to reflect on the feeling of being in community this morning, whether in person or on Zoom. The lyrics for the song are in the order of service. Printed copies are given to newcomers, and the digital version is on our website, fusf.org.
Please join me for a moment of prayer and meditation with these words from Love Like Thunder by Jess Reynolds. On my worst days, it is gravity I am most grateful for. The way the earth pulls at me from her core, yearns for me, keeps me pressed tightly against her surface. When my own core is hollowed out, when I have no more mass than a leaf dead on the branch, still this is enough for the earth to find me. She reaches for what little I have and says, stay. Every meditation I've ever done begins by asking me to ground myself. This is not so much an action as it is inaction. Surrender. a voluntary abandonment of my own edges and tidy packaging. Sit with me now. Press the soles of your feet back into the ground you sprang from. Feel the weight of your body and know that it is glorious. You are born of soil and sun, and all the heaviness of the earth is a call to you. The earth is reaching for you. Reach back. Reach back. Amen, and let it be so.
The peace of wild things. by Wendell Berry. When despair for the world grows within me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and what my children's life may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come to the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come to the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world, and I am free.
I Worried by Mary Oliver. I worried a lot. Will the garden grow? Will the rivers flow in the right direction? Will the earth turn as it was taught? And if not, how shall I correct it? Was I right? Was I wrong? Will I be forgiven? Can I do better? Will I ever be able to sing? Even the sparrows can do it. And I am, well, hopeless. Is my eyesight fading, or am I just imagining it? Am I going to get rheumatism, lockjaw, dementia? Finally, I saw that worrying had come to nothing, and I gave it up. And I took my old body and went out into the morning and sang.
Please remain seated and join together in singing hymn number 1011 in the Teal hymnal, just once through.
Return
This poem is entitled Clearing by Martha Postlethwaite. Do not try to save the whole world or do anything grandiose. Instead, create a clearing in the dense forest of your life and wait there patiently until the song that is your life falls into your own cupped hands and you recognize and greet it. Only then will you know how to give yourself to this world so worthy of rescue. Good morning. My name is Margie Shachana. My pronouns are she, her. I wrote this poem almost 35 years ago at a time when my world had traumatically turned upside down and I truly did not know how to go on. It came through on a hiking trip in the Adirondack High Peaks region of upstate New York while I was soaking in the splendor of the mountains silhouetted by the sunset. And this poem has often guided me ever since. Adirondack. Speak to me, mountains, of your ancient secrets and the history of life and earth. Steadfast rock, dark and strong, tell me what life is as the sun's descent frames you in majesties of color. Speak to me, mountains, of why we, as old as ever, are still here, with our threads of humanity linked by time to all those who have beheld your beauty. Speak to me, mountains, of age-old hopes and secrets for life. Speak to me of why lifeblood carries on. Speak to me of the birth of wonder and solid survival.
Please remain seated and sing the first verse of hymn number 352, which can be found in your gray hymnals.
Mindful by Mary Oliver. Every day I see or hear something that more or less kills me with delight, that leaves me like a needle in the haystack of light. It is what I was born for, to look, to listen, to lose myself inside this soft world, to instruct myself over and over in joy and acclamation. Nor am I talking about the exceptional, the fearful, the dreadful, the very extravagant, but of the ordinary, the common, the very drab, the daily presentations. Oh, good scholar, I say to myself, how can you help but grow wise with such teachings as these? The untrimmable light of the world, the ocean's shine, the prayers that are made out of grass.
When the Heart by Michael Leunig. When the heart is cut or cracked or broken, do not clutch it. Let the wound lie open. Let the wind from the good old sea blow in to bathe the wound with salt and let it sting. Let a stray dog lick it. Let a bird lean in the hole and sing a simple song like a tiny bell, and let it ring. Please join together in singing hymn number 108 in your gray hymnal. My life flows on, an endless song. We'll sing all the verses, and please rise as you are able.
Good morning. I'm Drew Bogner, pronouns he, him. I serve on the Stewardship Committee and also on the Search Committee. Over the past year and a half, I have come to know more and more of you, and that has been a real gift. So too has been the opportunity to serve on the Search Committee, as it has allowed me to come to know more deeply the richness of who we are as a congregation. Through the survey and cottage meetings, you have told us that FUSF is a place where we celebrate what it means to be authentically human, where we know that we can be supported when the winds of life push against us, where we can celebrate, experience joy, share concerns and fears, find solace and acceptance, where we can nurture our inner self and find pathways to a deeper spirituality, where we can form friendships, where we can be challenged and find new insights, where we can be our authentic self. FUSF is a special place, a place that I had been searching for, a place that I now treasure, a place where I am inspired, such that I bring my pen and a pad with me to every service. I ask you to reflect with me on the special nature of this place. And if you see it as I do, to honor it by giving generously today or online, and in the future. We will now accept the offertory.
As we leave this hallowed place or any space that is sacred to us, may our feet remember its feel, so that wherever we walk, we carry the aura of peace and well-being from that space within us. May we know that we are kin with every living thing, every star, every stone, every leaf of grass. And may we be reminded to be gentle with ourselves and every soul on this earth. Please sing the farewell song all together. If you'd like to stand, that would be wonderful if you're able. And the words of our farewell song are, "Carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again."
We extinguish the flame in our chalice, but not what it represents: the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and share them in the world. Our worship has ended. Our service continues on. My friends, go with love and go in peace.